Hey guys, it's Matt from Vagabond Recordings.
And Greg from Suburban Sound Development.
It's time for
Gear Time with Greg.
that guy.
So today we're going to cover some Floyd Rose Mumbo Jumbo.
We know you all want it.
I'm not a big Floyd Rose guy. I only have one kind of parts guitar that's got a Floyd Rose on it, but Matt, he's got a Floyd Rose. So we're going to run through both of those today. Two different scenarios. One, basic restringing. He's got a speed loader type, so it's not a double locking standard Floyd Rose tremolo system, but you'll get the gist. And then mine is a worst case scenario if you happen to take all your strings off, lose your lock blocks, and it's a miserable pile of junk. So we'll walk you through both.
Way to start the optimism.
Sometimes there's none to be had.
Alright, so we're going to walk you through that. Well, he is.
Yeah.
I'm going to be behind the camera, picking my nose and stuff.
Cameraman things. Here we go.
Just re-sync for me.
Yeah. Alright. Restart by unlocking the lock nuts. Lock nut locking clamps. Technically. Put them all in the same place. Alright. Slacken one string at a time, or you'll have a bad time. Now this is a single locking system, so it only locks at the nut. There's no locking mechanism at the bridge. It's only got fine tuners. It's similar to a speed loader system. It's an early inception of the the low profile. Yeah, basically I try to set those about midway. So that way you have either, plus or minus full range. And now that I've backed them all out, I don't have a screwdriver handy. But quickest way, rather than having to fight with everything, is I just tightened this, I just slacked everything on the fine tuning wheels. I'm going to just give it like one full rotation, tight, on each screw, and that'll kind of make up the difference for what you just let out on the tuning wheels. And then you can break out your trusty
G-strings.
phone app. Yeah. G-strings. Stuffing things. I don't know. So you screwed up and took all your strings off your Floyd Rose. And lost your lock blocks. There's a way to remedy this situation. I'll start walking you through it. So you get your new strings, new old stock. Alright, so I'm going to slack my springs a little bit more in the back so you aren't fighting the mouse trap. might as well take your springs out too so you don't lose those since you've lost everything else. Hold on to your bridge because that'll flop out otherwise. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because we've already lost your lock blocks. So there's nothing in there. So what I'm going to do is more or less use the screw itself on the ball end of the string and get it clamped in so that way it's not going to pull out. So I'm going to move it up because they have kind of a point on the end that you can match in to the ball. You can tighten that up. So then your ball is pressed tightly up against your locking portion of your saddle. Works for me. I'll move back in. So now we have all 6 of our strings pretty firmly clamped in our Floyd Rose without our blocks, making direct contact on all the string balls, and here we go. Your bridge back on your posts, hold it in place. Put your springs back on. Kind of like saying a mousetrap.
Except with a lot more screws.
A medieval mousetrap.
We're going to drive spikes into its brain.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll make sure that you're still on your posts once you get your screws to the point where they're starting to snug up. Make sure, yep, it doesn't do that. These springs just don't have a bunch of tension. Alright, anyway. Alright, now we can start the miserable process of actually stringing this thing. So, reference the string video again for the basic method. So the main difference of going from scratch with no strings on it versus going with all your strings on it is you're going to go from your low E to your high E to your A to your B. You work your way from the outside in and just kind of get relative tension. Doesn't have to be anything specific tuning wise. Because otherwise, if you try to tune it and or set it up like a normal guitar, that's how your bridge ends up going way forward like that. And you bow your neck, break strings, do all kinds of bad stuff. Alright, so basically what we just got done doing was stringing the outside to the inside. They're all just like relatively tension. Still pretty slack, miserable, you know. So now here's where you really start. I'm going to tune to drop C, so I'm going to start by doing my second 2 strings, second and fourth. And And I don't bring it to complete pitch. I kind of gradually bring up each set. So when you have some kind of note on each one, that's when you can bounce to a different string. Like I'll do my low E. And then I'll do my high E. And see, now we've put enough tension on the strings that our bridge is going to start leaning forward a bit. So that's when you go to the back to start adjusting your spring tension. Because remember, we had it completely off and all the springs off, so the screws are only about halfway in. So you have plenty of room to play with. Closer you get, the more you're going to have to add some spring tension back in the counter. These springs suck, so you got to put on. I should probably add a fourth spring. Again, basically I have the strings tuned relatively to each other. Now I'm bringing it up to pitch by using the springs and getting the bridge itself leveled. Alright, and there we're pretty much good as new. The only thing is I'm going to adjust the bridge a little bit. You do that. I'm lowering mine by the studs. A little tight. Alright, so that's basically it.
Okay, so we got through this guy.
Yep.
Hopefully you all saw that and enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed the free string change and setup.
And then this thing. I feel like we might have some more videos on this thing. I received it as a box of parts, and we're working from that point.
Yeah, so long story short, guys, just don't take all the strings off.
Yeah. Now, if you lose your lock blocks, I don't personally think it's that big of a deal. I think it's one less hurdle to be concerned about when changing strings. Maybe there's some myth out there about resonance or sustain or something, but it's probably full of, malarkey.
Maybe you guys know something. Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. Till next time, this has been us fiddling with Floyd Roses.
Not Guns N' Roses.
Floyd Roses.
Not Floyd Merriweather.
Oh.
What? Yeah. The gag went on too long.
We do music. we not sports. All right. Well, this has been Gear Time.
With that guy.
Yeah, Greg.